Daniel 5. So when I read this, it was recent when I was having a conversation or a Bible study with my children. That there was, when I read this passage, it says that Belshazzar was like Nebuchadnezzar was the great grandfather or the ancestor of Belshazzar. But reading it today again, I feel like my judgment last time is still true, that the Bible said that this is Nebuchadnezzar's son, not grandson. And so I I would stick with what is written and not what people interpret, because a lot of history we don't have, and a lot of it come from pieces and fragments, but God was there and God's word is true. So I would say that all this reading today point to that Belshazzar was Nebuchadnezzar's son and not his grandson or his descendant, like some commentary in other translation says. And then, I also noticed how Daniel's attitude toward Belshazzar was very different from Daniel's attitude to Nebuchadnezzar. When Nebuchadnezzar had that troubling dream about the statue, Daniel said to Nebuchadnezzar, "Oh, I wish that it would happen to your enemies and not to you." Or was it like the dream about him becoming a wild animal? I'm not sure which one it was, but to this Belshazzar, he knows that this person should have learned his history, should have understood what happened to his father, yet didn't, and instead blasphemed and just was very arrogant towards God. And he did not offer any of those kind of respectful words when Belshazzar made him third ruler and gave him cloth and purple. He's like, no, keep the gifts for yourself or give it to someone else. So he was very I don't think he respected Belshazzar, and and for good reason. And it seems like Nebuchadnezzar was one of the last ones that in his line, in his blood, that was saved. And Belshazzar, even though he knew about his father, like Daniel said, he knew about his father, yet he has risen up against the Lord of heaven. And so he was found wanting, and God took his life away from him. And so I have reason to believe that he died in his sin. He died unforgiven. But Nebuchadnezzar, God was able to change. And I think it's a common theme through the Bible that I read, that if the bloodline doesn't go good, if it becomes bad, then God cut off the line, cut off the branches, God terminates that line. And I think this is what is happening here. The Chaldeans are one of the more ruthless people, and they were given 70 years before they were judged. And so that's what I thought about as I read this.